Guys, what's up? It's iJevin. How is everybody doing? I'm back with another Minecraft video. Today, we're going to be doing a tutorial. I haven't done a tutorial in a long time, and I'm like, woo, I want to get back to it, because I was looking through my videos yesterday, and I was just like, man, I do way too many Let's Plays now, and I want to get back to what our channel used to be, which is like tutorials, Let's Plays, glitches, all of that fun stuff that makes this channel what it is. So about a year ago, I did a tutorial called Food Dispenser Room Tutorial. This is where we showed you how to store your food and then hit a button when you wanted some. And a lot of things have changed since then, and there's a lot of new techniques. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do that tutorial today, but we're going to do Room 2.0. That's right, baby. So what are we going to be doing? Well, last time we did a square room, and I don't think I want to do a square room this time. I think I'm going to do a flat wall this time, because when I do tutorials, I like to kind of assume that you're going to be putting this into your world as you're watching the video. And not a lot of people have square rooms to put them into. So maybe a flat wall is easier for you guys to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and get set up, and I'll be right back. Right, guys, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing that we need to focus on is getting our food into our dispensers so we can actually have food in there. So when you hit the button, you can kind of just say, hey, we've got food, and we don't need to worry about it. So this is going to be our wall. Anybody can pretty much fit this wall in the base. You can even make it a little bit longer if you want. Remember, these situations, you can always extend them just by adding more of the same stuff that we're going to put in. So the first thing that we're going to need to do is break out a couple blocks back here, and we're going to put some hoppers in. This is how we're going to get the food out of the chest, obviously. So just like this, you can make it a double chest or a single chest, however you want to do it. Just like so. Pretty cool. And then, you know, you could just continue your wall on. There we go. And you don't even have to use stone, honestly. If you wanted to hide it, you could use cobblestone or any kind of wood. We're going to spruce this wall up a lot, by the way, once it's done. So now that we've got the food coming out of the chest, we need to make sure that we can have it go up into our system. And we want all of our food on this side of the chest. That way, when we bring it up, it is auto going to just dispense right into what we need. It's going to be auto sorted. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put some droppers down, and these are just going to go straight up. You can bring these up as high as you'd like. Just kind of going by a sort of design theme here. We'll put 2 blocks in. We'll have a picture frame with the food, and then we'll have a button. And then that dispenser will be above that button, probably like sitting like right here, because you can have it go a couple different ways if you want. What we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to have these foods go into a hopper and go into a chest, like an output chest, pretty much. It'll probably sit like right here or something. So I'm thinking probably needs to go up 2 or 3 blocks pretty much, and then so this back here is going to be easy to do, because all we have to do is run redstone from a hopper clock, which we can control with a lever. So let me go ahead and get that set up really quickly, and I'll be back. Alright, guys, so simple hopper clock done. All we have to do is make these hoppers face each other, and then all you want to do is put a comparator outputting, and then we're going to do vertical redstone. So just, you know, you can either do a repeater or you can do a redstone. It depends. If you have limited space or you have other redstone, you want to use a repeater. So just put a block down, and I use a different color block rather than the sandstone, just so I know what block the torch is going on. Block, torch, block, torch, block, torch. And so if we were to put a block in here and not turn these on and off, let me just throw something in here really quickly. There we go. Our item just came out of the top, and we're done. So let me go ahead and get that out of there. Awesome. Okay, so now that we have where items are going to be coming up, so we can put this in there, and we know that's going to come out of the top, no problem. We need to figure out how we're going to get items into this chest. Now, this chest doesn't need to exactly be right there. That was just an example. First off, we should probably decide how many foods we're going to put in here. I'm going to get rid of this for just one moment. So I know if I'm in a world, I want to store apples, bread, meat, and honestly, this is probably all I would store. Maybe potatoes, and carrots. Yeah, I don't really mess with any other food. So we have, actually, you know what? I think we'll get rid of apples. And I'd probably store golden apples in a potion area. So I'll do 6 foods for today, but you can always extend this, no problem. So the first thing that you want to do, grab your hoppers, and let me go ahead and get our wall set up really quickly. Right, so I have laid out our food and I put our chest down. I like to keep one block in between sort of everything. So if you notice, I have a block here, space, all of our food, and then another block. So now what we want to do is we want to make this to where, say we want carrots, it'll go into the chest. So this is where we need to set up our hoppers. Go here. And so we want this to come into the back of it. And depending on where we have these dispensers, we can sort of, you can place dispensers like a lot of different ways now. And you should be able to place them like this. Yeah. So what we need to do is we need to place those down right here. And go there. This will line up right with the buttons on the back side of this, which works out perfect. So if we hit this, you hear it click. Perfect, right, guys? It's awesome. You gotta love how when that works out like that. And then simply just go like so. There we go. So that's going to be when you want food. That's when you're calling for food. So that part, the easy part's done. Now we need to hook up the redstone for the rest of it. So what we want to do is we want to grab a trap chest and a hopper, or a regular chest, which will be these two. And you want to put these one block above them, like right here. And there, and then... So let's just go, we'll do a full chest, because this is more storage for you. Just like so. There we go. And then let's go ahead and hopper into these. So we've got our storage for the food done. Now all we need to do is set up the automatic storage, which is just a bunch of hoppers, pretty much, which is easy. So what we'll do is we'll put hoppers on top of these. You're going to need some iron for this project, but in the end, I think it'll be worth it because you're going to have a lot of fun with it. So I'm going to go ahead and get one of these set up, and I will explain it to you because it's so much easier just to do it and then explain it. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back, and we've got our simple little setup here. What we're going to do is we're just going to throw some blocks in here just to demonstrate how this works. I've showed you this multiple times. You've probably seen it before on other people's channels. This is just a simple filtering system that Minecraft uses. So let's put about 25 blocks in here. That'll be good. It's going to stop at about 22. And all of our items will go into here, which in turn go into the dispenser. Well, do those actually take out of that? I did not know that they did that. Let me break that. Okay. We will fix that. I actually did not know that dispensers auto-dispensed into there. I thought that they held their inventory. That's very bizarre. Alright. Not a problem at all. That blows my mind. I honestly thought that dispensers would hold their inventory. Alright, well, we can fix that. That's not a big deal. I'm going to go ahead and explain this to you, and you can also tell that I removed the clock. We're going to put that back in now that we have our final location set. I just wanted to show you how to build it before. So what you want to do is you want to get your location for your chests and everything set up. You want to have one hopper just going directly into it, and then you're going to have another one that's going to be holding redstone so this one can filter. And this thing right here, you're going to do it just like this, and put there. You know that we're going to have 22 items in here. We've got 4 there, so we need 18 here. This will be food that we're going to be using, by the way, too. There we go. So anytime we put any more items into that hopper, we're good. And as you can see, the redstone setup. And you can actually just copy this setup basically over and over again. This does not need to be a comparator, by the way. It needs to be a redstone repeater. Just like that. And it doesn't matter that the redstone's actually going to be touching at all, because it won't be able to output enough, so it won't exactly matter. So when items go into this, it powers the repeater, it goes down 2 blocks, and then it powers this, and it lets the items through. And then all we gotta do is fix this. I'm still shocked that did that. So I guess what we could do is probably try a lever. I'm not sure if a lever would actually stop it. I don't know if it gets redstone signal, if it will stop it or not. But let me go ahead and finish building this, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, let's go ahead and fix that pesky dispenser problem. I actually don't think it's a problem. I think that's how they're actually set up. I just didn't know that's how they worked. I'll admit it. I'm a man. No, anyways, it's actually pretty simple to fix. We're going to switch the setup, and it's actually going to be more efficient for you guys. So it worked out in your advantage. First thing we're going to do is switch from buttons to levers. Okay, and we're just gonna flip all of these on right away. Pretty cool. There we go. And so what this is going to do is this is going to allow us to use hoppers as our means of transportation instead of dispensers, which means you will get more food faster, which like I said, works out pretty well in your advantage. Now I'm just going to throw these base hoppers down right here just so I can place some out here. Need to get all of our stuff faced correctly. There we go. And then you just want to simply go here. So when we flip those levers, all of these hoppers are now frozen. And now all we got to do is run our final line to here, which will go here, 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 and voila. Pretty simple, right? And so we're very close to being done. All we have to do is get all of our items up here, which we've already demonstrated, and we'll go ahead and just set it up right now. Let me clear out just a tiny bit of space here. There we go. And so we're going to need to get droppers. We got redstone torch, and we should be good to go. Let's grab a comparator as well. All right, so let's go directly up. Trying to shift and click at the same time is not working out for me so well. And then let's grab a hopper. And we'll have to do, remember, whenever you're doing your hoppers, do them backwards, just like so. And that will go directly into the storage system. Works just fine. All we need to do now is a bit of vertical redstone, which we can do from out here. So what we're going to do is just set up a little bit of our hopper clock. Hopper clocks are probably the greatest thing known to man, by the way. Now, you can leave this clock running as long as you'd like, or you can use it, toggle it with a redstone signal. Here, not there, here, here, and there. Good to go. And so if there was any blocks in there, now they're moving. And so what we'll do is we'll add just another little section onto our wall here. And actually, you wouldn't even need to do that. You can just put, say you want to turn it on with that right there, and then just run a simple setup to that. Actually, you probably just want to do basic redstone to that. Just go here, just like so, and then this doesn't move. There we go. And we're good to go, guys. Awesome. So let's go ahead and set this up as an example to use this. I'm going to get all of our food and everything stored, and I'll be right back. All right, guys. So we have one final thing to do, and we are done. Everything is set up and ready to go. I actually cleaned everything up, and you're going to notice a couple changes here. First off, I made everything on the same plane, which makes it look a zillion times better. So food input is raised up one. I just put a chest, staircase, hoppers, same sort of clock and everything. Oh, I did forget to finish that up. Let me do this really quickly. Fail Zors on my part. There we go. And let me go and throw that away. Alright, so like I said, I moved everything, moved this up one. Instead of dropping it down, I just simply ran it into there. There's only one other thing that we actually need to do to make sure that this is going to work, and we're going to do that right now. So this needs to be changed to this right here. We just need to make sure that all of our items have the chance to access their destination. Just like this. There we go. And good to go. So, if we put items in there now, it should go right into it, no problem. So let's go ahead and give this a test and make sure there's no item in here. I'll go ahead and just put a piece of beef in there. Good to go. And say I want to just, here. Put all of those in there. Those are going to go in. They're going to fill up this bottom hopper or this bottom dropper here. And we'll go ahead and turn on the clock. They're all going to start dispensing up through the thing, making zero noise for some reason. as they're going to pass through this hopper, and then as they start going into their destinations, they're going to start storing in these spots, wherever that may be. But since it's going by what was in there first, it's going to always do the same one over and over again. Actually, I think this one might do it randomly. Yeah, I think it's doing it randomly. So if we check again, we should have steak in this one. Okay, yeah, we're doing awesome. Great, great. So all of our items are going directly where they need to be. Let's check these hoppers just to make sure there's nothing in them. Since we already have all of these filtered with 18 or 22 items each, we're pretty much set. So now, say we want to request some food. We know which food we have. We have these two. So say I want, a couple pieces of pork chop. Just turn that on, turn that off. A couple pieces of pork chop into the system. Good to go. Flick of a switch gives us 5. And we're set. Just remember to turn off your clock when you're finished. Otherwise, all of your food's going to sit in here. But you're good to go. Just a quick couple things. I recommend covering up all of your hoppers. You don't want anything clogging up the system. These are just some tips and things that I suggest. Just throw a couple blocks over top of these. Like I said, you don't want anything getting into these, because if anything gets inside of these, all of your system will become clogged. And yeah, don't put any redstone near this, otherwise it'll mess up. Other than that, though, you're good to go. So this is fairly simple and easy to do, and I think this is miles ahead of version 1.0. So I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial for the easy storage and automatic storage of food, and I hope that you implement this into your world, because I think I'm going to. Anyways, guys, I hope you have a great day. And if you want to see more tutorials and stuff like that, don't forget to throw a like on the video, guys. It shows me support. And anyways, peace out.